Today's podcast is brought to you by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal subscription service that bring you fresh, premium quality meals. There's loads of different recipes to pick from, and it makes things easy for us at Stretford Paddock to plan delicious and varied meals around our schedule. We're based in the city centre, and it's so easy to just go and get a takeaway on the way home. Just pick some crap up on the way home. But with HelloFresh, it makes it easy and quick to prepare healthy meals at home. The great thing as well with HelloFresh is they've got a massive range of different types of meals. So you've got your more traditional sirloin steak and peppercorn sauce. Yes, it's got the roast potatoes. Yes, it's got the green beans. If you want something quick, in 20 minutes, you can have the lemongrass and teriyaki beef noodles. And if you want something a little bit different as well, the North Indian style saag paneer, all sorts of good stuff going on at HelloFresh. They've got tons of recipes and they're adding more all the time. So if you want to get involved with HelloFresh, make sure you click the link in the description and use the code Stretford50 to get 50% off your first box, 35% off your next 3. You also get 3 free gifts, including Tony's chocolate and other surprises in there as well. There's so much to check out at HelloFresh. Again, use the link in the description and use the code Stretford50 for 50% off your first box, 35% off your next 3. Make sure you check out HelloFresh.
JF Stretford Paddock, this is the Paddock Podcast. Joining me are two of my favourite co-presenters, Mr. Stephen Howson.
Hiya.
You all right?
That looked tasty, that.
It did, didn't it?
Really, very good.
Yeah?
Yeah, really nice.
I was impressed with the video as well.
Yeah.
Like you're having fun. Like
good.
a advert, that, wasn't it?
Hey?
Slow-mos and all sorts,
Very
and
nice.
you know what I mean? Getting involved there.
Yeah, check
Good
them
stuff. Yeah, make sure you check them out. There is a link in the description.
Yeah.
And Mr. Joe Smith is here.
How you doing?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing
I feel
really
like we've not
well.
done a video for ages.
know.
How long's it been?
3 hours.
Have we signed anyone since then?
Yeah.
What?
Actually, yeah. We have Dubravka. We actually have. We haven't signed it, but it's all agreed
There
now.
still seems to be some talk that we might actually sign more players. And
I
I
like-
don't know what's going on.
What is going on,
We
Steve?
still want a right back, another midfielder, and maybe a striker.
Like,
Or a
we've just
striker and
gone
maybe a midfielder.
proper Peter Ridsdale in 2005 with
Yeah,
Leeds.
good. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Because League 2 is going to be our fucking right
Oh,
laugh.
do you know what I was saying this to my mate the other day, right? I don't know if it was me or you talking about it on one of the podcasts, but getting relegated once won't work because you're still playing like, you know.
We looked
Premier
at this the
League,
other
yeah.
day, didn't we? The
Premier League
Championship
team.
is full of ex-Premier League teams.
It doesn't feel that you don't feel relegated. You
I
need a
wanna go
double
to a
relegation.
place where they've got one entrance.
Yeah, that's it. You need a double, like City had, like Leeds had.
Can I treat you to
Go
a few
down
of the names?
twice.
If we
Go
get
on.
down to League 1,
This is what I'm hoping for.
here's
Go on.
what. Here's what.
Salford will be there by the time we get there.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? None of this Norwich bullshit.
Yeah.
We've got
I know
Forest
that.
Green.
Yeah, let me treat you to a Fleetwood.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fleetwood. That's a nice little
Morecambe.
round, that.
Meet
Been
me
there.
in Shrewsbury.
Shrewsbury.
Okay?
That's nice.
Cheltenham on a Thursday night.
Cheltenham, never been there.
Talk
This is just a list of places that voted Tory.
Saturday 3
Yeah.
o'clock. I'll see you at Forest Green.
Yeah, Forest Green,
Your
yeah.
Morecambes, your Burtons,
For a carbon
your
neutral
Bristol
stadium
Rovers,
made
your
of wood.
Accrington Stanleys, Exeter's, Cambridge. This is what we want.
That's how you take over a town like
yeah,
that
and
as
then
well.
Sheffield
Do you know what
Wednesday
I
in
mean?
there, and not
To
Derby
be
County
fair,
being all
to
Premier
be fair,
League.
you take over one town with one fucking bus.
All right.
Isn't it
Yeah,
nice that
don't
everyone's
spoil it,
getting
though,
dead
you're right.
pissed off at us, Jay?
Yeah,
I love
this
it.
is the theme, right? Because we've not even been that amazing. We beat the Scousers and we not scrape, but we had a gritty win at Southampton. It's not like, oh, this is it now. United have returned, the glory days are here. But everyone seems to have got proper rattled.
Yeah.
You've got people just losing their minds about the fact we've got a defender who, I don't know if this is true, Steve, you might be able to help me out on this, who's not that tall. No one really mentions it though. No. So we are trying to get it clarified, but it's really difficult to find any information.
He's still 6 foot, and Lindelof. He's not that short.
Yeah, it's just...
Simon Jordan, when he starts talking about the suit and the way
I've not
the
even
suit
got him on
fits,
the list.
Yeah, and for starters, Simon Jordan looks like an extra from Funhouse.
So
for
it's Simon
starters,
Jordan,
which
Ten
is
Hag.
which is a
Let's get that on your
serious reference for those who remember. Remember the twins?
Yes.
Everyone wore yellow and red.
Yes.
Right? He's got a red suit. That's why I did the Simon.
Pat
Jordan
Sharp, my
reference.
mate, wrote a book about
He
Pat
also
Sharp.
had what?
Darren Richmond, a big
There's a
shout out to him.
sentence.
He wrote a book about it was Pat Sharp's autobiography, but wasn't. It was a joke. So it was like, so I told Tony Blair, Labour's not a good idea. Use New Labour, and he followed me up on that, and then became Prime Minister. It's all that sort of stuff. Pat Sharp saw it, loved it, put his name to it, and it's like a bestseller. Honestly, it's true. It's My Life in the Funhouse or something by Pat Sharp, but it's not really his life story. It's a made-up one. But he
Brilliant.
loved it because it was so funny. So yeah.
By the
go
way,
check
Simon
out.
Jordan looks like a fucking extra from that.
Well, the quotes from him
With some of his-
after the Liverpool game.
See, I forgot. I'm glad you reminded me because I had stopped to Agbon Lahore and
Well, we'll get to
Souness
them in a minute.
and the others. But go on, you.
He said, do you know what I took away from that interview yesterday? Honestly, I looked at Ten Hag and I thought that this job is going to be too big for him. That was my takeaway. I watched him step up at the end and I saw a small man in a suit that doesn't fit him and I thought, you don't look like I thought you would. Do you know what I thought you looked like in personality and demeanour? Yap Stam with his chest out. I know he doesn't have the physical components of Yap Stam. When I saw his list of rules about you do this, you don't do this, you won't walk outside the dressing room, Ronaldo isn't fit, it's an easy decision. I don't look at it and think it's a brave decision because the media creates such a backstory about how important Ronaldo is. It doesn't mean that Ten Hag is so brave that he doesn't follow the narratives of the scribes. He saw a small man in a big suit, Steve, and that means he's a bad manager.
What are you getting Yap Stam from?
Listen,
'Cause he's
you
bald
might
and
as well have
Dutch.
grabbed both half cheeks and just gone
Like
down the microphone.
Like Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
Just
That's
fucking-
what I feel like this was. I mean, he has made big decisions. He's come in, he's dropped the club captain, he's dropped England's darling left back, he's dropped Cristiano Ronaldo. He's done some seriously big decisions that could
when you
have
word it like
spectacularly
that,
backfired.
that is three of the biggest decisions you can make. Dropping the captain and Cristiano Ronaldo is definitely two of them.
He's put his money on Tony Marshall, which might be a massive gamble, but he did it. And then Tony Marshall gets injured, so obviously Cristiano's going to play in it. Fucking no, Tony Alanga, come on down. Like, if you don't think those are massive decisions that could have spectacularly backfired, you're off your nut. Like, the only thing you haven't seen him do yet is give like Zidane or Charlie Savage or
Real
Garnacho
youngster.
an opportunity. If he's done that as well, he's already banning journalists. Like, in terms of the big decision, he's read Fergie's book and he's gone, sorted.
The one player that has
love that.
underperformed that he hasn't dropped is De Gea. But even now, like I said, we'll
He's
get to it in a
bottom
minute.
keeper.
We've just
Yeah.
got with Bravka.
Yeah.
Agbonlahor was talking after the game yesterday, and he said whenever the ball was in the air, Adams had the better of him. Not true.
I mean, factually incorrect.
Yeah, literally
Made
just
that up.
not a true thing. That didn't happen.
TalkSport tweeted before.
Yeah.
They put this video out, which they thought they were fresh on, which Graham Souness is just talking out of his
got that
fucking
as well.
hoop. And Gabby Agbonlahor, weirdly not verified, unlike Jay, has replied to it saying, "Yeah, that's what I said," and he's been fucking obliterated
Yeah.
in the comments.
He said,
like,
"What-"
don't agree with Graham Souness, mate. That's not the page to be
Like
on.
that's proof. Do you know what I mean? Oh well, if Graham Souness has said it, that's proven that I'm
Graham
right.
Souness has gone, if I'm Van Dijk, I go and get onto him on a set, please. Van Dijk had the opportunity a fucking week ago, Graham, and didn't do that.
No.
They don't watch the game, do they? They've not watched any previous games. It's like that whole, what will he do when he faces Haaland?
Yeah.
Well, he might be man of the match like
Hang
he
on,
did
let me
last
just
time.
pull the VT of that up.
Yeah,
There we
that
go.
happened,
That's
what, a
we did
year
last
ago,
time.
whatever, and he was man of the match and they won 4-0. Like,
What's he going to do when he faces Nunes? Probably fucking
Yeah.
laugh at him.
Also, he might never face him because he's too busy fucking getting sent off like a dickhead. Like,
Honestly, I think if he faces Nunes, he probably retires him, looking at what happened with Anderson and Nunes.
exactly. It's just nonsense. It's like, I've not watched the game. I've got no idea. I'm just going to make something up. And because the majority of Talk Sport fans or whatever are not United fans, they hate United anyway. So it'll just be like, oh yeah, we'll get on this.
Yeah.
Like, we'll agree with this. We'll like it.
Souness said, I think Martinez will be sorely tested and be found out in the Premier League. He's not special at anything. Martinez goes to ground too readily. The clever defenders stay on their feet. And then the text from TalkSport, obviously it's on TalkSport. Graham Souness says Man United's vertically challenged Martinez will fail in the Premier League.
This is like within a week after he was like, Casemiro was never a good player.
I know, yeah.
What am I?
Casemiro's no Jordan Henderson.
Listen, Souness might just do what. Right, if he's doing what I do in Liverpool, which I freely admit to doing, own it. Say, I'm never going to give Suarez any credit. Gerrard's getting pelters anytime I get the opportunity. But that's what I'm doing. He's pretending to be neutral and thinking, I'm not. I just got fucking hate Liverpool and I'm going to give him shit any opportunity that I get. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's just criticising Manchester United at any opportunity. He said fuck all about how shit Nunes was for 90 million. He said fuck all about how shit Steven Gerrard is as a manager. And neither Simon Jordan, by the way. In fact, everyone that's been on TalkSport has all had the same memo, like Stevie needs time.
Yeah.
Like, and that's all they're fucking saying. He's got a record worse than what Gary Neville's was, and Gary Neville thought it was that bad he had to retire from being a fucking manager.
Like, a record that Jamie Carragher takes the piss out of Gary Neville for having. His best mate's got a worse one, and he hasn't said a word.
Not a fucking carrot.
Like, literally, you know, it's...
Should we tweet fucking Jamie
just-
Carragher?
Yeah.
Let's tweet
Find a
him.
clip
Are they
of
on,
him
are
talk-
they on Monday Night Football tonight? Is there a
I don't
match
know.
on?
I'm not sure. I'll have a look. Find a clip of him taking the piss out of Neville for Valencia and say it's
does it all
it's
the
a better
time.
record than your mate at Villa.
But it is weird that you're right with the whole Gerrard thing. They have all got that memo. I've seen them all saying it.
Yeah.
Like, more time and
No
all
Monday
this,
Night
that, and the
Football.
other.
What should I put at Carras when we're having a chat?
Does he reply to you?
He might do about your mate
Steven Gerrard.
Stevie G with 3 E's.
Record worse than Neville's.
While he's doing that, because I understand this isn't great television.
No, watching people tweet live is great.
Yeah, it's amazing. Do get involved in the chat and the comments and let us know what you think about anything that's going down at Manchester United, whether you are loving the little mini meltdown that certain sections of the media are having.
The thing is...
Go on.
Sorry, no, go on.
And I was going to say, it's not just Martinez's lack of height that seems to have annoyed everyone or made them all lose their minds. There's also Bruno Fernandes going to take a kickoff. Which is basically, Liverpool scored, he picks up the ball, he was going to go and take the kickoff. Mo Salah tries to stop him or hurry him up or whatever. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing things about Bruno Fernandes is a disgrace to football.
Well, this is Tony Cascarino, isn't it?
Oh, that bastion of journalistic integrity and insight.
And he says, diving gamesmanship and dark arts, the Manchester United midfielder is out of control.
Out of control.
Like he's going to get the Dangerous Dogs Act to get him put
I'll tell
down.
you what, he needs a muzzle. And then if that don't work, put him down.
So he said here, Bruno Fernandes' gamesmanship is getting out of control.
Remember when Gerrard anticipated the contact when he dived against Sheffield United and there's fucking no one for 20 yards near him? He anticipated the contact and won a foul, and it was clever.
Yeah.
Why is it not clever when Bruno does it?
So he says here, he says, Michael Oliver's strange reluctance to send him off against Liverpool.
For what?
What
could you have sent him off
only
for?
encourage Fernandes to behave even worse in the future. I'm not naive. I've played 700 games and I know professional football.
He was shitting 690 out of him.
But Fernandes takes antisocial behaviour on the pitch to a whole new
Antisocial
level.
behaviour?
Yeah, like he needs a tag. And it feels so cynical.
He's fully fell off. He's fully had a fucking meltdown. I don't even know who he supports. Who's he support? Why is he so mad?
Who's the kid that used to play for Liverpool for 3 weeks who's suddenly reinvented himself?
Jose Enrique.
Jose Enrique. Oh my God.
About Ronaldo not letting on to Carragher. He lost his mind on that one.
I will say, but just on this thing about Fernandes not taking the ball back to the halfway line, or not letting Salah take the ball back to the halfway line, it's our kick.
And also...
It's not their kick.
No, and also... Fernandes is probably going to take it.
Yeah.
So if you run with that ball, Fernandes is still going to walk slowly towards it.
And also, do you know when a team scores a goal and celebrates for 90 seconds and you can't take the kick off because you're waiting for their player to put his shirt back on, walk back over, or not put his shirt back on, walk back over after taking fucking ages. You still have to wait for them, but it's like when they want to take a quick one and run it back to the halfway line, then you have to go at their speed. Fuck off. Anyway, just mental. Don't make any sense.
About that goal with Munich, we were chatting to him when I went to that thing, and he said one of the things I was thinking to myself was, why is Neuer celebrating with us? Because he was just grabbing the ball and getting it back. It's like, what's going on here? Because obviously, like you say, it's your choice, innit? You can go and grab it and get on with it, but they've got to be ready. They've got to be ready to take it. That's our ball. We weren't going anywhere. What's he doing? It's just performative. It's just look at me, all the usual stuff that everyone buys into. And somehow Fernandes has ended up being the villain of the piece. And people forget that night against Scousers.
Oh, how much he's made here on the back of the screen. Dives.
Yeah. He had a great game, Fernandes. He wasn't perfect, but
Tony
he was everywhere.
Cascarino had some right stuff to say about Suarez when he was here.
I don't think he mentioned
But if he Googles Cascarino Suarez, he'll probably just say, great player, great personality. Not racist.
In particular.
Yeah.
Have you got a specific Jose Enrique thing he said recently?
Yeah, he said about Gerrard and Carragher. It's in his Twitter, I think.
I'm on his Twitter, but I've been scrolling for 3 days.
This is just like, keep going. He calls it disrespectful. That basically what he's doing is he's moaning about the fact. I don't know if you saw it before the game against Liverpool. Ronaldo comes over, says hello to Keno, says hello to Gary Neville. 2 players he's played alongside. He knows them.
Oh, Joe, by the way, Jay, he said hello to Crouchy this week.
Oh, yeah. That's the point. That's a good point. He didn't he? I like that. And he sees Carragher, and he gives Carragher that sort of like, all right, mate, nod. Yeah, this is it.
So here it is.
So he gives Carragher a nod, lets on to Gary Neville, like shakes his hand, gives a bit of a hug. Gives Roy Keane a bit of a hug and a chat for like 10 seconds, nothing major. And then just gives Carragher like a nod of like, you're right, son.
One of these people was the club captain when he arrived.
Yep.
The other one was
a
player he won the Champions League with. So he knows Keane and Neville, it's fair to say. And then Jose Enrique says...
And Jamie Carragher's the guy who chat shit about him on telly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And played for a rival while Ronaldo was in England. Like
Can't win.
No.
You can't win. If he hugs Carragher, it's basically endorsing anything that Liverpool have ever done.
Yeah. The disrespect here from Cristiano Ronaldo to Carragher isn't right. Keane and Gary, they'd be killing him on Sky Sports as well. So I'm sure it's not because of that. But someone that plays for football for a long time and makes so many appearances for Liverpool, at least you say hi out of respect.
That's what I mean.
Another thing why I will never like Cristiano Ronaldo, when football's finished, let's see who he will have been around like this. What?
I guarantee
Anyway, I know
when
English
football's
is
finished,
first language,
right?
but I don't
When
get it.
It'll be
football's
all right,
finished-
Ronaldo, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon Ronaldo is worth about £1 billion. Will be okay, and he's one of the greatest players of all time. I reckon he won't be on social media twerking for a club that he won nothing with.
I think he'll be
on-
upset
on
that Jose
Cameo.
Enrique don't want to be his
On
mate.
Cameo doing fucking videos.
Send me 12 quid and I'll wish you happy birthday.
No, I think he'll be upset. I think he'll be really
Are
upset.
the Chuckle Brothers on that?
But one of them's dead.
Are the Chuckle Brother on that?
I don't know. Probably. It sounds
Chuckle
like...
brother.
Well, what the...
Yeah, that's what he's called.
Paul?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, there's
Yeah.
more than one actually. Do you know that older guy that used to say "I know" or slacking? Do you remember him?
No.
That guy with the sort of blondie, sort of strawberry blonde
Is he
hair.
making shit up?
He was one of the brothers.
Really? Is he like the
Are they called Chuckle? Or are they called like...
Barry
they're
Chuckle,
not.
Paul
Right,
Chuckle.
Stop this
Barry.
nonsense. What?
Don't fucking tell me to stop the
What?
nonsense.
We don't
I'm
have to
here for
talk about
nonsense.
the Chuckle
No,
brothers.
they're not called Chuckle, are they? No, not really. You mean really, don't you?
Yeah.
Alright,
I
no.
know they're known as stage name.
Right.
Paul and Barry
But
Chuckle.
they're not really the Chuckle brothers. No, they're not. What are you on
No,
about?
no,
you
Barry
know?
and Paul Elliott.
There you
Thank you.
go. You fucking...
Thanks for your help, Ethan. The one time he gets involved, he starts shouting out nonsense. Right. Thank
Chuckle
you.
was a good stage name because Elliot.
And Chuckle's good in it. It's a bit of a
What was
nominative
the saying that he
determinism.
used to have? Was it me
To
and
me.
you?
To
Oh
you.
yeah, sorry, to me.
Me and you.
To you.
Imagine
you.
me and
you
you.
then.
Me and you.
Me and you then.
Me and you.
What is it? Fucking doubles at snooker. Me and you then. Shut up, Jay. You dick. To me. To you. To you then.
Yeah.
Fucking
How
hell.
can- how
Where
can I
was you
forget?
during the 90s?
I'm fucking. Well, you know where
No way
I
it
was. Not well.
He was on a central reservation with his face in his hands like that. Not again. Not again. I've woke up on the A6 again.
You're not that far from the truth, personally.
A6 is a long road.
I know,
I'll
it's a
walk up
big
here and I'll
road.
be
that.
getting home.
What's your favourite sort of place on the A6?
11 June.
Good, decent shout.
Thank you.
Vitty's factory.
Yes, please.
There's a little bit. No, man.
Michael
No.
Michael McCurlin.
I've learned my lesson there.
Michael McCurlin says, Steve, you always mention how bad United pre-game warm-up used to be in previous years.
Better.
Was just wondering if that's changed with Ten Hag.
Yeah, it's better.
So what
It
was
is.
your problem before and what's the difference
It's
now?
fucking gash. It looked like it was under nines. It was like everyone does a bit of an activation and then it's just line up and do shooting from 25 yard out, which is low percentage shooting. You don't want to encourage that in a game. You want to work it into areas where you're going to shoot. And then what's changed is they do a possession box. I've not quite worked out exactly what they're doing because we do a possession box with Paddock FC, which I basically just stole off Liverpool. It's a good one, I like it. And it goes from centre half to centre half with a box in the middle, 4 versus 4, so actually 10 outfield starting players. I have my midfield with one of the fullbacks, the more defensive one, and my attack with the more attacking fullback playing off against each other, trying to keep it 2-touch. Right. Very intense sort of possession box. You're just working it from centre half to centre half, and then the centre half's looking for the switches and blah, 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 blah. Look, that's what Liverpool do. United do one that looks very, very similar to it, but I think there's 3 teams involved. And it's not quite the same where they're going from one centre half to the other. There's no goals in there either. But it seems like their floaters are all on one side for some reason. So I've not quite studied it enough to work out what the aim of it is. But I like the possession box as an activation to get you into that sort of match intensity because it's a match distilled, isn't it? Because like the touches have got to be fast, the decision making's got to be fast. You got to be checking your shoulders, your awareness has to go up. So I like a nice about 6 or 7 minutes of a real intense sort of possession box where you're moving it, you're like you lose the ball, so you have to press. Like there's a lot going on in a possession box. So I saw they did a possession box, then they did do shooting. But they did it in... I did write notes on this, actually, when I was at the friendly, because I was like, that was pretty interesting. They was doing shooting, but the shooting, they was either... I think it was a coach. I think they had a coach which was getting a bit handsy with them, so they had to sort of roll him. So they was playing the ball into him, they take a touch, and then they had to roll the coach and then shoot. So they're having to actually... Like, United was doing it unopposed and just twatting it. It was, honestly, under...
I remember seeing that in Madrid, because I got there early, it was behind the goal. And that's like you're saying, he was just having shots from miles away. And I'm thinking, I was watching Marcus because he was missing a lot. And I'm thinking, this can't be good for him. Just before he's about to play
Make you
in
feel
a
really
Champions League
confident.
knockout game.
It's not putting you into the sort of
Yeah.
mindset of, you know, if you're a United forward, you're not going to be 25 yard out from goal with 0 defenders in front of you, under 0 pressure, just looking at the goal. So I think what United do now under Ten Hag is there's a little bit of physicality, so you've got to hold someone off. The first one was was like rolling a defender, which was Lyman. I think it was a coach. It might have been one of the subs. And then the second one was almost playing a 1-2. So it was a ball goes up to that forward. He sets back to the player who's just passed it to him. And then those two kind of attack left and right of that defender. So then it's either the guy that you send it back to attacks and he goes round the defender and then shoots, which again is more game specific. Or you play the guy in off the defender, which is a game realistic sort of scenario. And then he's taking a touch and shooting. But from inside the box, talking like 12, 15 yard out. So just those are the only two things that I saw. But just those two things alone, I've just added so much more game realism. Honestly, used to fucking wig me out watching.
Just people taking pop shots from 20 yards out.
The other thing that we've added into ours as well, which I would like to see Premier League teams doing, but they might not want to give these away because they're all being filmed doing this, so is run some patterns. So we got 5 patterns of attack on Saturday before the game. We just did 2 of each left and right. Of each of them 5, so 20 reps of just the 5 different patterns of attack, just to sort of get it into their heads just before we kick off, and then we scored within 2 minutes with one of the patterns. Fucking love that shit.
That's good. We've got a super chat from...
And actually, United's pattern of play for Bruno's goal was fucking... And that was definitely drilled. The way that came off.
We do that a lot, that cross that's not... You're not pulling it back. You're not going it to the 6-yard line. You're sort of going between penalty spot and 18-yard line. We do that a lot. The fullback's playing it across that line.
On the analysis, they're saying like the obvious ball there is sort of into
near
that
post.
Channel, near post or far post, just sort of across the goal. Yeah. Someone's going to attack that. But when you look at it, especially when you've not got Ronnie or whoever in the team, is anyone there?
Yeah.
No. And actually, because you played it back, the defence have been caught unawares. Yeah. Bruno's there, perfect for him. And to be fair to him, he's a good finisher.
And that late run is much less likely to be picked up.
It's not an easy finish from there. It's a straightforward finish, but not easy. Yeah. But the way you're pulling it back to there, I don't necessarily agree that the obvious one is the front post. When we run our patterns of play, and I know it's a fucking entirely different level, but when we run our patterns of play, I put spots in the box. So I put one at the front post, one at the back post, because if you go to the right... well, that's front post, that's back post. If you go to the left, well, now that's front post and that's back post, but the spots are the same place. I have one on the penalty spot and then I have one on the edge of the box. So when we attack and penetrate down into the side of the box or we come to the byline, if you get to the byline, you're looking for a check back because you can't really flash it across there. It's goalkeeper
the goal is there, yeah.
If you break a line that's on the edge of the box, you're looking for that flash one across the edge of the 6-yard box. But what we've been working on lately is those 4 spots get covered up by someone. So someone get onto those different spots. So front post, back post, penalty spot, edge of the box. Because a ricochet, the cross coming back to either of you, you've got opportunities to score. Now I said Ronaldo scored from one of those on Saturday. Brown. 2 minutes in.
Very nice. 2 minutes in. Good to see the
that fucker didn't bottom into the box ever.
Good. Well, not good.
He's learning. And what we said before?
Yeah.
Doing what Steve Cooper couldn't.
What Steve Cooper, the Forest manager, couldn't do with Ronaldo Brown, and that's get him to score goals. Stephen Howson can.
No, he's managed it.
Now he's got a proper coach coaching
So
him.
he's had Pep Linders, he's had Steve Cooper. Who was the other one? A QPR manager.
Yeah. Whoever that
I'm
is.
clearly better than all of them.
Exactly.
Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it.
No.
I think you've allowed Ronaldo to play against worse opposition than any of them lot did. Max Gomez said, Souness is a terrible pundit who has an agenda against United. Also, I'll challenge you that Depay would be a great striker for us, and the slander you guys give him is unreasonable. He's been great since he left United. I don't even know your thoughts on him, Steve. I mean, you haven't spoken.
Motherfucker was turning up at training dressed like a bastard matador in a Rolls Royce. Rooney had to be... Think about some of the stuff Rooney's got up to extracurricular activities-wise. Real land legend, right? And if Rooney's got to pull you aside and be like, there's a fucking issue, isn't there?
Yeah. Do you know what? It's not even that, bro. Me and him were talking on the live. You're right, that is something, but his performances were nowhere near good enough.
No, I also don't think he got a full opportunity, certainly under Jose. But can I just raise you? People saw their ass with Jesse Lingard having a bit of a dance on a TikTok.
He's got a rap
and then can I raise you the fact that this fucker is literally a rapper doing music videos? Yeah. That's hilarious the day he signs. The first time he drops in a bang average performance, you're going to crucify him.
Yeah, and then 6 hours later on his Instagram story, in the studio. It's game over,
It's
isn't
just
it?
not... It's not. I don't think it's, over the top with our analysis. Like I said... He did start well at United. He scored a couple of goals in the Champions League. He scored, I think it was at Watford and somewhere else. He was one of our best players in his first month. But then, for whatever reason, he just lost his form and he never got it back for us. And I think you're being a bit kind of. I mean, you might have a point with the Jose thing. He didn't get
Jose played for 4 minutes.
Yeah, you didn't get a crack there. But I think he'd almost played his way out of the team before Jose got there.
Yeah.
It's like, can I rely on this kid? I don't think I can.
Old Trafford can just be too big for some people. He went to Lyon, he did a fantastic job, and he earned a move to a big club. Didn't think it'd be Barcelona that he ended up at. Fair play to him that it was. No, I wish him luck in his career. I don't wish him any ill. I don't want to see him back at Old Trafford.
I mean, I know Garnacho's not at a level yet. I'm not saying he is, but I'd rather see someone like that get a chance than go and bring in someone who could bring all this nonsense with him and has failed already at United.
Yeah, how often does someone fail at a club and then go back and do really well? I know it does happen. Matic at Chelsea, I know he didn't fail particularly, but he was allowed to be sold and they brought him back for loads of money. Pogba didn't fail at United, but we wanted him to stay and he didn't. But it's rare that someone gets signed for a club, fails, I say fails, doesn't live up to expectation, is sold because they're not good enough, and is then brought back and then they are successful. I'm sure there are examples, but it's not common at all, is it?
No, it's like we were saying, it's rare for players to come back to United, but when they do, it's usually because they've done good things whilst they've been away, and then they've got to a point where we'd happily have them back, you know what I mean? But I think with Depay, it's like the only reason you'd have him back was because your levels have dropped to the point where now he's good enough.
I also can't imagine Ten Hag enjoying his extracurricular activities. I think he enjoys himself a bit much.
I just don't. I think he's your sort of typical 1 in 3 player for me. And I know he's got a good record at Lyon and a good record at Barcelona in terms of goals and assists and stuff. So maybe that is a little bit harsh, but I just feel like the way the club's moving forward, this wouldn't suit that.
What's in the plus side for him, but it's still a no, is he's clearly a United fan. He's all about United on socials,
Wearing
putting
United
retro stuff, and I
kits
fucking
and
love
stuff.
that. I wish more players would do
I
that.
like him. And I don't care that he does rap stuff outside his football. Like me as I don't care.
You can imagine the
But it will
backlash.
be he's fighting an uphill battle
Jesus
immediately,
Christ,
isn't it?
these two dickheads,
Yeah, exactly.
for starters.
I know.
Graham Souness it might actually see him off, right?
Yeah.
If United sign Memphis, he scores and then does a
Now,
run.
now you're making me want.
Because the
us to
thing
sign
is,
him. Now I want him back.
at this
and I
moment
want
in
him
time,
to walk onto the pitch,
Yeah.
dressed in a gold
with a mic,
suit, with a microphone, singing a rap song.
I'd like to say,
Graham
Jay
Souness.
doesn't wish Graham Souness
Memphis-
would die.
Memphis
not
does a
broadcast
halftime
anymore.
show like it's the
Yeah.
Super Bowl as his announcement.
Yeah.
He comes down on strings and
In
does
a
full
red latex suit.
Yeah,
With Simon Jordan 1 on the back.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know for a fact, at this moment in time, on the 29th of August, Graham Souness doesn't know Memphis Depay's got a rap career.
No.
When he finds out, if it's live on air, he's going to headbutt through the studio and run on the pitch and tackle him himself.
This is a man who
It's
had
going
a
to be
perm, by the way.
sensational. It's going to be sensational.
There's a man
Yeah,
doing
fucking sign
adverts
him.
for jeans topless when he was a player.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
that is a very.
You don't want
very
a
good
t-shirt
point.
distracting from the
This is a
product,
man who had a perm, by the way.
I love that.
That is class.
And the perm, the height of indulgence.
Yeah.
Off the field luxury.
This is the
Concentrate
man-
on your football, Graham.
He goes around acting like he had a buzz cut for his entire
know,
career, and
yeah.
all he did was care about playing football. He was a piss can like the rest of them that
Yeah.
played in the 80s. Let's not have it right. And he had a fucking perm, right?
Yeah.
So let him say what he wants
Yeah.
about modern footballers. Modern footballers are going to have social media. They don't all need to have a rap career, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
But some of the things he's criticised players for, if he was a player in 2022, he would be as bad, if not worse. He's a Jack Grealish fucking haircut kind of character, I guarantee, if he's a 2022. I guarantee it.
Yeah, 100%.
Steve, you managed to get an invite to Donny van der Beek's wedding yet? You heard about this?
No, I haven't.
Why? You're our only hope. Actually, McCullough might. He could be like.
McCullough
I'm
will go
going.
Considering
around.
I've hammered him for his almost entire United
Yeah,
career.
but you know people who live in London.
Yeah, that's the key.
I don't.
If you
Where
know
is the
anyone
wedding?
that
Where
lives
is
in
the
London-
wedding?
London.
It's London.
Why is
yeah.
it in London?
That's what I said.
Funny. But it's between Manchester and Holland.
You excellent
like,
point.
literally,
well
it's
made.
like almost equidistant. It's like 250 miles from both of them. Smashed
Can
you
we
there.
get any more specifics than London?
I don't
gaff
know.
that
Is,
all, you
is
know.
it?
What is it?
Oh,
Dress?
alright, the left bit of it.
Right.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? West
cheers, Jay.
London or whatever. Near the centre, near the town centre.
No, it sounds
Near the
like-
library.
Near the
That's
library.
where it is.
Oh, right, okay.
Next to the post box.
I did see a packet of
That
skips.
church
Was it
there.
in a packet of
Yeah,
skips?
near
Do you know the
packet
post
of
office?
skips? Yeah, the post office.
Round the corner.
Just round the church round the corner from there. You know where it is.
Is it a church?
I don't know. It might be community centre. Yeah, it's where it's going.
I think he's just
should have
yeah.
had a sales
He's just
town
doing
hall.
town
Labour
hall.
Labour Club.
It looks like a Labour Club kind
Yeah,
of guy, doesn't
that's what I mean. Wedding at the town hall, Labour Club for your reception. Sorted.
it? Why is you a Tory?
Exactly. We're trying to find out where
Oh
he's
god!
wedding
You know you're struggling when the website that you're looking at has got that font. That's
But it's
not.
just like-
that
this
is no
like-
reputable
this is
news
like some
source of
school
mine.
project from the late 90s.
But they're all going to London. Depay, De Jong,
Is Ten Hag there?
I hope so.
Imagine you got.
Hey.
Let Ten Hag go. If I was Donny van der
him
Beek,
go.
I would invite Ten Hag to my wedding and hope that his wedding gift. No, here's what I'd do. Right?
Go on.
Do you know you can set up those wedding wish lists where someone can just buy it for you?
Yeah.
I'd set one up, but it only had one item in it, and it
Right.
said 90 minutes for Manchester United. Send the link to Ten Hag.
Right.
And say, "Here's my wedding gift. Just play me against."
Can you
Arsenal."
play me, boss?
Yeah, play me against Arsenal as my wedding gift. That's all I ask. I'd do that.
I just make the wedding speech all about how much I love being at United and how much I want to play for United.
And now we've got a great coach now.
Yeah, I've got a great coach, and he's just like, this is the greatest day of my life, other than the time.
Say some big rallying cry, but in Dutch.
Yeah. Other than the
So
time
only-
Ten Hag
only
got
him and
appointed
like
as
five
man.
other people go,
Yeah. That's
Or-
what I want. Go on.
Last gasp attempt.
to get out.
Shave the head and glue the hair on the beard. Just come to work as Ten Hag.
Love it.
If I'm Donny, I'm doing that. I'm trying it. Why not try it?
Round neck t-shirt
Yeah.
with a suit over it.
Big suit as well.
Yeah, big suit.
Small man in a big suit. Big oversized suit like Kanye West on that video with the big, like
Jay's barber.
that. Jay's barber.
Exactly. You're laughing, you're in. You started. You
know
skipper. Hey, you've done it, son. Congratulations.
That boy.
Aditya Guatam on this actually says, reckon Donny's wedding's a trap. Murtaugh looking to kidnap Frankie de Jong. See, Donny is useful after all. Not only does he read the team sheet, he helps the club in transfers.
I think there's still a twist on a loan front with Donny van der Beek.
Right. I need to speak to you, Steve, because
All
you
right,
are...
it didn't flush.
No, not that.
Yeah.
Something else.
Don't care whose it is.
We've got
it's floating.
Jay
I
picked
even
it
tried
out.
mashing it with a coat hanger.
Oh,
I put the coat hanger back.
did you? Oh, right.
Good, thank you. I wonder why my whisks stank of shit. You, every time I speak to you, you say, we're not signing anyone. We're not spending money. We're shit. We're not signing anyone this money. We ain't got any money. We have to take out a loan to pay bills, all that stuff.
And he gets angry with you as well for
He
suggesting
gets
it.
mad.
He does it with me.
He treats you like
So
you're
it's
some,
like, that's the look
some
I get.
deluded...
Whenever
Yeah.
I on the brew, when we talk about the 1991 Cup Winners' Cup final, about 40 minutes in, I'll try and get a quick question about modern football and transfers, and I'll get that look, do the look again. That's the look I get.
Yeah.
And then he'll say, like, something like, Jay, you're back on the sniff, or get a grip, or shut up, Jay. Stop talking rubbish. We've got a leak in the roof. We've got the Glazers owners. We're not buying anyone, you
Yeah.
dickhead. That's what I get every week.
I say to him...
And yet, we've gone turbo.
Yeah,
Wait.
I say to you something
Have
like...
those checks being cashed?
Well, not yet. But when I come to you and say, are we going to sign Anthony? You look at me like a fantasist.
Yeah.
But would a fantasist spend £225 million in the transfer window? Answer me that, Steve.
It's fucking brilliant.
Right. So, Man United are about to sign Dubravka from Newcastle. That's a bit of an inside joke there.
That is elite. That is absolutely elite.
Right.
That was a work of art. And works of art need to go places where people go and can see them. I don't know, like the Royal Society or something.
Exactly. Right. Exclusive. Man United
Is that an
have
art
now
gallery?
reached an agreement in principle to sign Martin
Someone told me it
Dubravka.
was an art gallery.
Yeah, I can't
Newcastle
remember
are ready to accept a loan with an option to buy clause worth £5 million. Thoughts? That's from Romano, by the way. So,
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
what is that?
I don't know. No, not I mean on the Dubravka. I mean on the Anthony, the Casemiro, the Martinez one I got, right? Yeah, okay, we spent 60 million on a centre half-ish, whatever it was. That made I thought we could do that.
Yeah.
And we're bringing in Ericsson on a free. I thought we could do that as well. And then we spent 12.5 million on Malacia. And you're like, this is not the most impressive window I've ever had. Then you bring in Casemiro for a lot of money. And I was like, that's all fucking done, isn't it? Clearly going to get Gakpo,
Yeah.
if anyone else. Now it's 100 million euros for Anthony. And I go, Jeebus.
It's not even that, like, a lot of that is up front, and it's not like, I
85
thought it might
plus
be like
5.
60 plus 14 add-ons that's probably never going to materialise, but it's literally like,
95 plus 5?
like,
What is the point in the plus 5?
I think it's just to save a little bit of face, maybe.
Because we didn't want to say 100 mil.
Yeah, well, it's not technically 100 mil, is it?
So, yeah, am I shocked? Yes. I am shocked. Completely shocked. And I'm more shocked that seemingly we're still getting more Christmas presents.
I know.
Like,
What was it? What's his name in the Telegraph? Sorry, I always forget his
Jason
name.
Burt.
Jason Burt was saying that we still want a right back. Obviously, this goal is about to happen, so that's a goalie that hasn't signed yet. They still fancy maybe another midfielder and a striker, and potentially a striker as well.
And
Like,
the weird thing is as well, you could argue we need all those.
We do.
We do need another midfielder.
and that's why
we do need a striker.
signing Anthony
And we
for
probably do
nearly
need
100 million
another-
euros, you're like, And do you see what Gakpo had sort of said? Yeah, United signing Anthony makes no difference to me.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking I'm going to be a United player. Or words to
That
those
doesn't
effects.
affect my future or my something, yeah?
And you're like, hold up,
I know.
what?
That's mental if we got him as well. That would be great. But it's right though, because I was saying to Joe before, you look at where
Like a
we
Manchester
were.
City 2009 window.
Well, it's, yeah, but we're miles behind where we
Which
need
one's
to be.
Joe?
Remember him? I miss those days. Was it Ilano and Joe
Yeah,
and all them?
fucking
lot,
biz,
do you
the
know
lot
what I
of
mean? Come on. But like, we look at where we were when the Tenants come in, how far we were behind our rivals, the fact that some of them have spent big money, the fact that we lost a load of players. We should be spending big money. We've got money. Them whoppers take it out of the club. So I haven't got a problem with us spending loads of money, because it's what we should be doing. It's what we need to do.
It was needed, but I just never believed that we'd be allowed to do it.
No, I agree with that one. I thought I wasn't quite as cynical as you, because you were proper like, we are done, Jay. This is it. I mean,
No,
we're
I
talking
was looking up, best places to stay at Exeter and stuff.
when he said about when we did about Casemiro, I was like, we ain't getting him. That's just, we can't even get Rabiot. We're not getting Casemiro. And
I'm so glad we didn't get Rabiot.
I know, yeah. And then it's like, all right, then, well, that's that done. Then we're not going to get anyone else. We're not going to get Andy.
How do you go from like Rabiot, who's barely an upgrade, if it even is, on McTominay, and everyone in the fan base is like, "Whoa, you dickhead, what are we doing? No!" And they went Casemiro, and everyone went, "Well, yeah, but we're not going to do that."
Yeah,
are we?"
but how? Because
Yeah.
when we were talking about that first day, you were like, of course I'd like him, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it
was
just
like-
felt like PR.
Yeah.
Please don't
And we've got- I've had
protest
him.
before Liverpool. We'll get someone good for
but
you.
we're
Don't
not
worry
going to
about,
get him. And it annoyed
yeah.
me, because I just felt like this was going to be like, well, we tried to get Casemiro.
Yeah.
And then we actually
did
got
you?
him. Yeah. And it was like, what's going on here? We're actually signing him. That's mint.
There's a comment from Santa Noche who says, are you sure we're not spending next year's budget? And just on that, so 2017-18,
How would you piss on my chips?
2017-18, we signed Lukaku, Lindelof, Matic, Sanchez for a combined fee of 178 million quid.
And then the next window.
The next year, we signed Fred, Dallo, Lee Grant for 75 million quid. The season after that, when Ollie came in, we bought Maguire. Fernandes was in January, but that year. Maguire, Fernandes, Wan-Bissaka, Dan James for a total of £200 million. The year after that, we spent 75 million.
Fernandes was from the next budget, wasn't he? That's what he was saying.
Yeah,
'Cause he
but
was in
are
the
we
January.
buying players from
I don't
next
think-
budget?
I don't know. I don't like to think not.
They took a fucking loan out to pay bills. That happened, right? Let's not pretend that didn't happen.
does,
What the fuck
yeah.
was all that about?
Yeah.
So we must have bought these on the never. We might be saying it's up front, but it's also spread out over how long. Christ
Yeah.
knows how we're going to fuck
Have we
shits.
not made, Steve, or saved so much money with wages, though? How much is that? It's got to amount to
We've
a lot.
took a lot off the wages.
'Cause we've
took
got rid
hell
of
a
a
lot.
few
But you've still
big
got Ronaldo's
earners.
wages.
Yeah, and Casemiro's on big money.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like some of the players that have gone out. That's
But you spend 100 million on Anthony, you're obligated to pay him a fat wage. Like
Yeah.
you
You're not
have to.
spending 60 grand a week, are you?
it's weird, isn't it?
I found
Because-
out there's teams in the championship that are paying old players 60 grand a week.
Really?
Yeah.
That's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
That'll be us like in a couple of years, won't it?
Like the championship.
Championship paying.
We were so excited about 3 minutes ago. What's happened?
That'll be us in League One, playing players 200k.
It's
a
Phil
week.
Jones will get a game.
Yeah, it's Phil Jones is back in the team as skipper. Who's your?
We've got a few super chats
go on,
first.
do your super chats now,
Fergal
do what
McClement
we
says Steve Shorts need more screen time. Let's see those bad boys.
Can we get Steve Shorts on the?
Can we get Steve Shorts on the mic?
Oh, look at
that.
them! Eh?
What would that camo be called? Do you know? Is that possible?
Excited.
It's not like a real thing, is it?
It's not real, come on.
Is it? Maybe what if you had to storm the Tate Modern? Maybe you'd be covered in that camo. Yeah.
They're pretty green.
Oh, is it? Oh, right.
If you had to storm the Tate Modern,
Yeah.
that's when you've made it, though, isn't it? When your outlet's in the Tate Modern.
Yeah.
That's
All the Royal Society.
Oh, Royal Society, of course. That's another, another top level
That'd be good.
gallery.
Yeah.
Call you a fantasist, thank you.
No.
Kyle Chesters
definitely
says, do you think the plan is to have three wingers alternate as a striker? So we've got Anthony, Rashford and Sancho being fluid, or do you think we'll also sign a striker? I think that noise.
I agree.
The noise of an exasperated horse there. Who
I've got a
knows?
fucking clue,
No,
mate,
it
honestly.
is mad what we're seeing, though, isn't it? I genuinely can't believe we're spending 200
Who's the best
million.
striker we could sign? Because Kaladzic's just obviously signed for Wolves for a fucking pittance. Like, who could United sign now?
Have
where
you
you'd
got
go,
any more players?
Fuck off.
I'm going to see another quote tweet from you saying, for fuck's sake.
Malo Gusto.
Because you've done about a scout report
Malo
on
Gusto
everyone
could
in
do.
Europe.
Malo Gusto, I would genuinely maybe emu it a little bit if we got Malo Gusto in.
Right.
But in terms of strikers,
because
they've all kind of moved, really. Everyone we did a fucking scout report on has been signed. Someone's gone, fucking hell, he's pretty good. Yeah, go on.
I don't even know who would be the one that would where they're remotely possible, and you'd be like sensational.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure who that player is really. There's a couple of potential ones linked, but like I'm not sure who necessarily.
Don't laugh at me.
Go on, Jota.
As a backup, as an alternative.
Oh no.
Would you not
he's
get
gonna say Welbeck. He's gonna say Welbeck.
No, I know. I've done that with you, and you don't have it. Well, what about someone like Ivan Toney just as a backup? Would you have it?
He's not. You can't buy a player from the Premier League for a backup.
Okay.
It's going to cost you fucking Anthony level money.
What about Neymar?
What are you on about?
Well, it was rumoured to be.
That would be United's move. That's what we've done this window. We'd go for Ivan Toney, not get him, and then get Neymar.
That's literally going from Rabiot to Casemiro.
Yeah,
That's that same shit.
That's what I mean.
Should we get Ivan Toney? He says no. What about Neymar?
Someone got the remote for this telly, by the way.
Nay. Like fucking.
Shanane.
What about Neymar? Now he's had a redonkulous start to the season in that there France.
Do you
Right?
not reckon he's a bit like? We're not going to get Neymar, but
aren't we?
What's happening with him and Mbappe is not a bit.
Well, Mbappe's
Needle.
charging.
Yeah,
So
and Mbappe like stopping him from taking.
Mbappe's his
free
boss,
kicks and
so he
penalties
can do
and
what the fuck he wants.
Don't do that. Don't score. Pass to me from now on. Right. Okay. Sorry, Gaffer.
No, I know. Like, there's a lot of people that
Thanks,
really
Baggers.
buzz off Neymar. I'm just not having him for me.
No, I don't think.
Undoubted talent,
Yeah, amazing.
but like a guy that's that into his sister, not for me. I'm afraid.
I don't care, mate. If he came, I'd be buzzing. It's Neymar and I'd just be like,
It would be ace. It would be ace.
I'm a simpleton. It's like, oh, it's Neymar, oh, United.
Yeah, I'd love
Like,
that.
I'd just be like, I
I mean,
would.
he's scored a fucking
would.
load of goals at club level.
Yeah,
And he
yeah, he's
would-
a
I'm
great
not gonna-
player.
I'm not going to pretend I'd be like, why have we got him?
No.
I'd be fully like, this is amazing. We've got Neymar.
Yeah.
When he scores like 2 goals in the next 30 games. It's like,
And then fucks off to Brazil
Still
every 5
love it.
minutes. Like, why is he touching his sister's bum like that?
allegedly.
Nathan Jones, I honestly wouldn't bother with Depay.
want
Quite
too
happy
long.
having Martial and Rashford. Jack Francis says, is Gerrard the most predicted footballer / manager ever? Most protected, so not predicted. Is he the most protected footballer and manager ever?
He's the most overrated footballer I think we've had in the Premier League era.
There.
Honestly, I think he's a good player. I'm not saying he isn't, but the way people talk about him, like he was, the second coming of Brian Robson and Roy Keane and Scholes he rolled into one. He was never at
Any
the
of them.
elite level.
He was never either of them.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He was a very good midfielder. But I never forget over the fact. Like a good midfielder. I never get over the fact in like 2014, Yaya Toure scores 20 goals, wins City the title, and all the whole narrative is about Gerrard.
Yeah.
Who came second in the Football Writers Awards behind Luis Suarez. What are you doing? How's that happen?
Yeah, Luis Suarez
And
has
that's
got
one of the
like
Liverpool
30
fans-
goals in 30 games.
One of the Liverpool fans' defence of him is to show the individual honours that he won. And you're like, no, that literally illustrates the point.
Yeah. He's like all these accolades that he got where people go, oh, he's amazing this
Yeah.
season. He's done all that. I think you made a point on Twitter, like, he's the player that he's like, people thought he was as good or better than Yaya Toure. He wasn't. Do
No,
you know what I mean?
Yaya Toure was the player that Sky
Thank
Sports
you.
think Gerrard was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yaya Toure was elite.
Yeah.
And people go, oh, you just taking it to Liverpool. Yeah. But like, I
Yeah,
don't exactly
and-
like fucking City either, and I'm comfortable.
And that was a game
I'm comfortable
changer when they
enough to
got-
tell you that fucking Yaya Toure is one of the best midfielders this league has ever seen. Maybe even top
Gerrard,
5.
like, even the best scouts
No.
midfielder we've seen. Alonso was better.
Literally, people will point to the fact that he scored in that final that they drew, right? But the reason they
Oh,
were
that's a
3-0
change.
down in the fucking first place because he's got the positional discipline of a fucking paper bag in the wind and was just running around the pitch. Once they put Didier Man on, didn't they, at half time?
Yeah.
Didier Man and Xabi Alonso, two footballers, right? Let Gerrard fuck about and do his own thing, right? And be Roy of the fucking Rovers. But they don't get a sniff of that game if it's not for the positional discipline it is of those two midfielders.
Yeah.
They're 3-0 down because Gerrard can't fucking...
Alonso and Mascherano are better than Gerrard. Like he was the worst player in that midfield.
Alonso was... And this is it. Do I hate Liverpool? Yes. But Xabi Alonso was a fucking baller.
Yeah.
Let's have it right.
It was.
100%.
Max Gomez says, if we lost Ronaldo, surely having Depay for free wouldn't be the worst shout. Guaranteed 15 goals
No, he's not
and
guaranteed
assists a
15
season.
goals.
If he was
He's not
guaranteed,
guaranteed
15 goals,
15
then
goals,
I'd have
is he?
him, but I don't think he is.
15
No one's
goals and
guaranteed
assists.
any.
15 goals and assists it
But
was.
he's not even guaranteed that, is he?
No.
You'd
You'd think Martial was guaranteed 15 goals and assists in a season up until the year before last, wouldn't you? Peter Kelly says Casemiro and Anthony home debuts versus Arsenal, followed by Joel Tears on Vibe with 5 on Monday. Can't wait because the meltdown will be brilliant.
He had glasses on again today.
What do you mean?
Sunglasses.
Why?
Because they've beat 4 relegation fodder teams. And do you see some of the tweets from Arsenal fans I was retweeting this morning?
I jumped on that, bro. I honestly think there's
Premier League winners in 3 years, Champions League winners in 5. I'm sorry.
Invincibles.
How strong? Yeah, and Invincibles. How strong is that fucking glue?
That's what I use the word crack, but you can use the word glue. Like, that is unreal. The fact that someone tweeted out...
They've come 8th and 5th with no Europe, and now they're within touching distance of a fucking invincible season, winning the league, and becoming Champions League winners, which they've never fucking done in their history. What the fuck are you smoking?
My favourite one was... I don't think we'll do Invincibles because we don't tend to draw much under Arteta, but I think it'll be 31 wins, 7 losses.
What are you
100 points.
Hello.
Fucking hell.
Hey, give me the number to his dealer.
Juan Martinez says, Steve... Yeah, he did say Steve. Caught your members' video of you guys heading to the fight. Hope the rum helped you celebrate the wins. All the best to the Paddock crew.
Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, got me a fucking cracking bottle of rum.
Nice.
Zacapa. He knows his rum. Someone gives you a bottle of Zacapa, you know they're not fucking about.
Really?
It's like when someone gives you a bottle of Captain Morgan's, you go...
Cheers. I mean, I'll drink it,
Put that over there.
but not first. I'll drink it when I'm already pissed.
Zacapa's the bollocks.
Prince Varahis says, number 1, will Anthony play against Arsenal next week? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, he will.
And he'll score.
Nice.
2 goals.
For United?
For United.
Yes, even better. And have you heard that Netflix and Amazon Prime are apparently in a bidding war on a new United documentary?
No,
Bidding war, Steve.
are they, though? They're not. Amazon paid 10 million.
Yeah.
Right? United don't need that 10 million. I mean, maybe they do.
We do now. We spent
But
200 million.
From what someone he's left. What someone associated with United once told me was, 1, United would never allow that sort of behind the scenes access, and I can believe that. Although now the witch is dead, so maybe.
Who knows?
United don't need, or didn't, or don't think. I think that's the better word. United don't think they need the exposure to the global audience. Look at the clubs who have done it: Tottenham, City, Arsenal. These are your B-rate teams. These are the smaller teams that are trying to get an audience. And you might think that's being offensive. It's just fucking factual.
In terms of global fan base, Arsenal are pushing it. They're the biggest of the 3, but they're not like Madrid, United, even Liverpool.
Why would you, for 10 million, the memes that come out of it, no club has come out of that and you've gone, wow.
You can't as well.
Even the City one, Pep had a meltdown when we beat him.
You can't have a documentary on what's going on at United at the minute and not mention the Glazers out protest, not mention the fans are hating the owners. You can't do that. No. It looks beyond ridiculous.
And also...
So here's the game. Oh, there's 10,000 fans outside with green and gold flares going berserk. Yeah. The game's been postponed because the fans have got it called off because they all want to kill the owners. Oh, but we can't mention that because, this is a pro-United thing. It'd never work. It'd just look beyond stupid.
And also think about if you knew as a United fan that everything was being filmed for a documentary... It's here. It's going to go like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be, right, let's put an extra 10% in this because then everyone who's got Amazon Prime in the world can see, including the Glazers, how much we hate them. Yeah. Like, it would, I don't think they'd risk turning the dialogue.
This game's going to feature on that documentary? Yeah, all right. We'll see about that one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
So, yeah, I
absolutely. I can't see a world where Manchester United do that. And I don't see the benefit to the club for 10 mil. Like, you could just literally phone up any company in the world and go, got 10 mil. Do I sponsor United? Don't have to give everyone our secrets away.
I think they'd have to pay United more than that. I think we'd get more than the rest of them.
We would, but even if it's double what everyone else gets, it ain't enough.
No. Darren Cox says an idea for a bit of fan merch: a hand wielding a big cleaver with blood spatter spelling out the Butcher of Manchester. We have a very similar piece of merch already
actually
at paddockmerch.com
of Lisandro Martinez, the Butcher, as you rightly named him there. Instagram stories. Go to Instagram stories. You will see there the merch. There's a link there. We've got Martinez. We've got.
Is he player of the year yet?
Sorry?
Not yet.
Is he player of the year?
He will be though.
You and Baggers saying he's player of the year.
Yeah.
I see Pundit as well saying something similar.
Bit soon, innit?
Not if it's right.
Still soon.
Why?
Because we don't know if it's.
I don't mind that. I like a bit of that. Like early predictions.
Yeah, I like an early prediction. Yeah, you're right.
Give it him. Do you know what I mean? I think he's up there.
Dwelt Coffee says, I can't tell you anyone that size that's been successful in our game, according to Graham Souness. Puyol. Was in the UEFA Team of the Year 6 times, won 6 La Ligas, 3 Champions Leagues, 1 Euros and 1 World Cup.
Winning Cannavaro.
Do you know what it is with these lot as well, these gammoners? They're so sort of stupid and narrow-minded that they think only in the Premier League. So they don't think that, okay, you've got someone like Puyol or Cannavaro who won, World Cups and Champions League, so could do it at any level. What's that? Oh, yeah, send me that.
It's a picture of Jay with his little book bag.
Yeah.
Because Jay's studious and
Can you say that? Can we get it on the? I don't know if you can think. It's not. It looks a bit blurry. While he's sorting that out, gives you all the. Have you got any more super chats, by the way?
Yeah, a couple. Cass Stubb says, since Anthony will definitely be a starter, what will happen to Martial if Ronaldo doesn't leave? As mostly it will be Sancho and Anthony and Rashford on the wings. Which midfield three would Howson prefer? That's two different questions. What's going to happen to Martial? I think he'll play.
I think he might play. I think the fact that when Martial was injured at weekend and he literally come on down Tony Elanga, I'm really torn on whether or not Ronaldo's going to stay because I don't think he's got the options.
No.
I certainly don't think he's got a million places he can
I
go.
think there'll be an 11th hour. Someone will go.
I agree. Someone will be like, it's fucking Ronaldo, innit? Fuck it. We'll pay his wages, whatever it is. Because I could see him being like a loan or something like that to go away. So I'm not sure if let's say Ronaldo stays or we sign a striker, what's going to happen to Tony Martial? Or even if we don't, yeah, I think he's probably in the mix to play until his form says otherwise.
Yeah.
Which I do actually worry about because I think that is going to end up being a factor. In terms of midfield three, I can't wait to see. Even though I thought Eriksen tired against Southampton.
I think he did it against Liverpool as well.
Yeah,
I thought he did so.
I think maybe that's why Fred's just 30-minute Fred. I wouldn't mind seeing Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno line up often.
Yeah. As a sort of most often recurring midfield.
Yeah, there's time and place for McTominay, and like away from home at your biggest rivals, top four teams. I think that's probably a place for him. I didn't think going to Southampton with him in midfield was the move, and he had 23 passes. You need more than that. You're going to try and dominate the ball against Southampton a little bit, and we didn't, and that I think is part of the reason why we didn't.
Who's your one of the week, Jay? Start with you.
I mean, there's a whole plethora of them behind me, isn't there? It's a bit obvious, isn't it, to go with Graham Souness, but why not? Do you know what I mean? It's just...
Why let the people down?
Yeah, I know it's obvious. It's a tap-in, but it annoys me. In fact, can we just have all of them over on Talk Shite?
Pundits.
Not only are they coming out with rubbish, they're backing each other up with it and quote tweeting each other. And go, look, I told you so. Do you know what I mean? It's just... What do you mean you told us so? Because just some other idiot said the same as you, don't mean it's right.
Yeah.
And this whole weird agenda of like Ten Hag and Martinez for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
Martinez has just dropped 2 9 out of 10 performances or 1 of 10
Back-to-back man of the matches.
Yeah, and you suddenly dig him
you're
out.
like, no, that's the time that we need to start talking about him. No, how about you talk about your fucking mate Stevie Me that's done fuck all, been getting absolutely pasted off shit teams that aren't teams picking up their first wins against Villa and stuff like that. Yeah. And you say fucking nothing. Literally the opposite, coming out and going, I think he needs time. What has he done in this since November, whenever he fucking joined, that makes you think he needs time? He's got a worse record than Dean Smith with a far better squad.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. That whole quote retweeting rubbish.
Just echo chamber of drivel, innit? Do you know what I mean?
Especially from Mike Bonlahor. Jesus fucking Christ.
It's the only good thing Jurgen Klopp's ever done in his life was when he called him out and was like, oh, he's done what he's on about. I don't remember him being a mentality monster or whatever it is he says when we beat him 6-0. And then just to show how much of a genius Gabriel Bonlahor is, he posted a picture of him when he won 1-0 at Anfield, and someone replied saying, Klopp was manager at Dortmund, then you were...
So?
Wow, whatever. I thought he was just Gerrard Houllier with some new teeth.
If Gerrard loses his next 2 games, I don't know who they've got, but it will be their worst start since 1894. Alex just told us the next 2 games are Arsenal and City. It's doable.
It's very doable. Although, I tell you
worst start since fucking Queen Victoria was in the charge.
That's good, isn't it? That's decent. Who's your Wally of the week?
Apart from the obvious.
Yeah.
The fucking guy that claimed to punch him in the fucking throat.
Go on, give a bit of context to that, because that...
So, booted off in our game. It's grassroots, it does, right? About every 20 minutes, usually. Yeah. So it's booted off in our game. It's gone off. One of my players has been getting sent off. He deserved it, right? No 2 ways about it there. Played with 10 men for an hour. Don't worry about that. Still won. There's a lad got up and shoved one of my players in the back. And he's a feisty player that's known to go off. It's happened 5 metres from me, right in front of me on the touchline. So I've just walked onto the pitch. I put my arms around him. There's a player trying to get in his face. So I've literally pushed him away. He's come back again and I can't remember what he was saying, but it's not the sort of, would you like to maybe go and share a cup of tea sort of talk. He's aggressive. He's getting in his face. He's trying to make him fight him. So I've just pushed him away again. I've walked him to the sideline. I've stood him there, and then I've turned round. Now, this is what teams forget. We film our fucking games, lads. So when you get on Twitter and start saying shit like, the opposition manager punched my player in the throat, we have the video footage to show that you're talking out of your fucking ass. Even better, wait for this one, right? So the kid that was running around claiming we punched him in the throat, which there is 4K footage of it not happening, even goes up to one of the cameras and goes, your manager's just punched me in the throat. I only saw that half an hour ago. That's going on Twitter later. Don't you worry about that one. With the fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm music. Bum, bum, bum.
I like I agree with you, Steve, but I like the concept of footage. There's footage of something not happening. I love that. Show me that footage where you didn't do that thing. But like, you literally just go like that, like just move. You're holding your player. Yeah, you've got your player under the arm or around, around the shoulder. You push him out of the way.
Think about this, Joe. Right? I do cause a little bit of a fucking scene sometimes, right?
I've seen it.
And if I've fucking one-arrowed someone, do you think I'm allowed to walk to the touchline and casually turn around after moving someone out of the way? Or do you think World War III is going to erupt? I can show you that video from last season if you would like to see it.
Most likely the latter.
Yeah, didn't fucking happen, mate. You absolute wallet.
I just, you know what it is with all that? Yeah, I just hate, it's just grassy, isn't it? There's just so many grasses now.
Yeah, do you know what?
Where's
You've
the
lost.
camera? Let's do some snitching.
You fucking lost.
You know what I mean?
Don't get on Twitter and be like...
just hit me, quick, give me the old bill. Fuck off.
The tweet's still up. In fact, the last time I checked, the tweet was still up. It's embarrassing that's been up for a day and a half, despite the evidence to the contrary. If you'd like to go and see whether I punched him or not, go and check it out. There's a 15 out of 10 performance from KO'd, which needs fucking checking out, by the way.
It's gone up one.
Yeah.
Who's your
Roy Keane in 99, but better.
Friend, yeah, you messaged me something similar. Go on.
I don't even know.
Go on, just pick
pick
loads of just muppets that need outing. Come on.
It's hard, isn't it? Just the rumour mill.
The rumour mill? Really?
We're putting the rumour mill in.
The rumour mill is Wally of the week.
Just sick of it. Can't
Just
be arsed
sick of
with
all
it.
the rumours,
Just sick
aren't
of the
you?
rumours, the controversy.
Hey,
just give me the
just all
facts.
them rumours and that. And,
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe United are going to do that.
Oh, is De Jong still a thing? Just let me live my life. I get sucked into all this shit. I read that De Jong has come to London, or De Jong's representative come to London to speak with United.
You mean you go to the wedding?
We're going to a wedding. Just the rumour mill, Jay.
No,
Is that?
No, listen.
Is that all right?
All sorts, you can have everything on anything you want on there.
Can you have a concept in there?
Yes, I like the
A
concept
real
of
mill,
rumours.
a rumour mill powered by a sad donkey.
Yes.
Pulling a millstone round
Right, we'll go with the rumour mill.
with Fabrizio Romano on its back.
Yeah, talk sport. You've gone with your man there who was moaning and grassing. Listen, big thanks to HelloFresh. Make sure you go and check out their meals. You loved it, didn't you? Loved them.
Honestly, very good.
I've
Really, really
heard
good.
if we have 50 of you sign up, you get Joe and Alex to come and cook you a tea.
Yeah. It's called the
Really?
Michelin Star Duo.
Right, okay.
We ain't got a Michelin Star, but that's just what we call ourselves.
Right, okay.
But make sure, check out HelloFresh. You get
Bring
50%
tires.
off your first box, 35% off the next 3, and 3 gifts, including chocolate bar and other surprises. Use the code Stretford50 for all of those discounts. Genuinely, really, really good. Simple to cook. Brilliant.
Good stuff. Also, check out Paddock merch. We've got Martinez merch up there. We've got Rashford and Ten Hag merch and all that good stuff as well. Go and have a look at paddockmerch.com. Check out the Instagram as well. Instagram stories, you can see all that. Go and check out Stretford Paddock FC, where you can see Stephen Howson marshalling some people on the touchline.
Not punching someone in the throat.
Not punching someone in the throat, and also see someone snitching. Go and check out Sloppy Joe's with Joe Smith. You know where to find me as well. I'll be back on Scotty and Motty at 7 if you want to check that out as well. But make sure you're subscribing to this channel. We want to get to 700,000 subscribers. With your support and help, we can do it. This has been the Paddock Podcast. Thanks for watching.